Yeah, what's going on, people? It's your man, the YB. Once again, big shout out to my dog, GB286, for coming through and boosting up the coin. So, I've been hearing a lot on the grapevine, man. Yeah, was this fight allegedly? In fact, yeah, I heard this. That's true. It's not my opinion. I heard a lot of things on the grapevine. Yeah, this stinks like a stinky rigging on the masses. That's what it stinks like to me. Eubank, he loved the money too much, I believe. He loved the money too whatever way you cut it, whether he sold out and drained himself or whatever, he loved the money. No, integrity is, I can't, and we know this, he said that. His manager said, we won the first fight, so we can't make the weight. He said this back in May, right? Then all of a sudden they're doing it again at the same weight. Integrity would be, I'm out of here. Yeah, rematch clauses don't mean a bean after a year, normally. I don't know if Turkey does it different, but traditionally, if you have rematch clause, you sit out for a year and you keep pushing. Now again, but he needed the 10 mil. Maybe he needed the 10 mil, but he sold out, man. That's what he did. We all need 10 mil. Why don't I let some big man dinger pop my balloon up for 10 mil? What's the difference? Oh, but it's only a fight. It's not the point. He's selling out. He's selling out. You know what he was doing. A false bill of goods. Every pay-per-view should be refunded. That's how it needs to be from now on. If you're not ready to fight, yeah, or there should be public disclosure before the fight. Don't come out afterwards talking about how you dead at the weight, yeah, because why are you in there for then? I don't get that. Oh, you're such a warrior. No, I could drain myself down to 120 and get in there and get knocked out for 10 mil. I wouldn't want no pat on the back for it, or I'd just say, listen, man, yeah. The cash was the cash, and it's one of them for you. It was me or you. It was me digging your pay-per-view pockets. Yeah. It was me being skint and owing Neymar a bunch of bread I ain't got, or it was me digging your pockets, and it had to be you, man. That's what I tell you right now. I ain't going to play with you. We know what it is anyway. Just be honest, Chris. Yeah? Just be honest. I wanted the money, and that's what it was all about. I couldn't bother to fight, which is how it looked. I wasn't asked to fight. I knew in round one I didn't want to be there, and someone made a good point. Mr. Big Toe, Little Toe, David Hay, he was the same with Tony Bellew. Yeah, in both of them fights he shouldn't have been in there. Certainly the second one. The massive cocker. I think Hay was still the favourite in the rematch, I swear to God. Hay was the favourite in the rematch. That's wicked, man, what these cats be doing. That's no integrity there. Knowing you're finished, but digging pocket on pay-per-view anyway. That's not right, man. That's not right. It's really not right, man. No one needed to see it either. Eubank had won the first one. And that's where honour comes in. Honourable is, I've won the first one. And really, he got away with that to some extent. Ben was useless. And he just about got through it. You saw he had all he left in there. Honour is, I've got the win. And he had the power. He could have said, hey, listen, Ben, we do it on these terms or we don't do it at all. I'll retire. And I think Ben, he was the one who had to chase it. He might have said no, but Ben probably would have took it. Yeah, it's like, this cat, clearly Chris ain't no good at playing poker. That's a poker face. Listen, bro, I'll retire. Turkey, some cat, when you got a contract you can't not fight. Rubbish. They can't force you to fight. You say, listen, I'm retiring, or we do it my way. Oops. And the whole year thing, Chris could have fought in, that rematch clause would have expired in April or whatever. You could have fought again in April at a proper weight. Right? Because what are your prospects now? Tell you a lie, Chris might get a Canelo fight, to be fair now. Canelo offered it him before, but Chris didn't want it for some reason. He said he wanted more time to prepare. What does it matter? You're getting punched up by a pumped up lightweight anyway. You might as well have got weighed in by Carrot Top. At least we'd have all expected that, and you wouldn't have been the favourite. But looking how Canelo's just lost against a pumped up lightweight, Canelo might have a go on Chris now. Because he hasn't been stopped. Ben didn't stop him. Canelo might have a go on him. To tell the truth. He might just do that. Come to the UK and have a go on Eubank. That'll be at least better for Chris. No rehydration clause. I don't want to see him in there though. He's finished. Seriously. I don't care how much dehydrated he was. He's finished. Completely finished. Carrot Top stops him. Carrot Top too lazy, but Carrot Top stops him. For sure. If you can't hold the shots from Ben, Eubank's legs was no good either. His defense was no good. His legs was no good. Carrot Top will wear them. Carrot Top will plod forward like this, yeah, and Chris's legs will be finished after 4 rounds from the pressure. Lazy pressure, but pressure nonetheless. He's not like Skull. William Skull had fresh legs. He could run around. Chris won't. He'll be puffing after 6 and he gets stopped. It'll look similar. Well, it'll look worse than Plant. You know how Plant's legs run out? Plant, though, was in his prime. Chris's legs will look like Plant's in round 11, but in round 4 or 5. Seriously. Anyway, my point is, some people have mentioned, obviously, about the rigging and about the back of the head shots. I'm sure there's been some Eubank bisexuals. Oh no, IB, it was the back of the head that did it. Now we're going to analyse this frame by frame. Okay, so these are the 2 knockdowns. I can't make the screen big because you know what, it's one of them ones. The J-Zone cats, they'll be on my neck. So what I'll do is I'll do one frame at a time. Okay, so Ben stepping in with a jab. There's the jab, half caught by Eubank. And then Ben bowls for the Ashes, but this is what I'm telling you, you'll see it in a second, yeah, but listen. This shot here didn't even land. It didn't even land, folks. Seriously. Look. It don't even land. It don't even land at all. Look, it's a straight. It's not a hook, I don't think. It's a right hand. Ben bowls the right hand in. Eubank's caught it. Or slipped it. And then Ben, it doesn't look like a Talma. Talma, you see, he proper whaps people on the back of the head. You see that? It connects. This one here, he's through it straight, it's gone over and then he's pulled it down. It wasn't a cuffing shot. It wasn't. It's straight. Look, that's straight. That's straight. That's not a hook. No one throws a hook by extending their arm out and then bringing it down. There's no power on that. Does that make sense? If I'm throwing a right hand, right, and you see my arm straight out, how can you turn that into a hook after you've let it go? All you can do is change the angle of your... There's no power on that. What's that going to do? What's that going to do? And Ben doesn't even do that. Look, watch. So the straight right hand's gone in. It hasn't hit Chris. Conor's then basically he literally just retracts it like you would do any punch. That's all you see here. It's not a head shot. It's not a back of the head shot. Yeah? Conor Benn's arm straight and then he retracts it. I don't know what Eubank shot to bits, and at that point I can't play the footage, but Eubank hops back up and he's on like he's seen it go. He's shot. I've never, honestly, didn't even land. That shot didn't. It wasn't a temple shot. It literally, you see it go right past his head. It wasn't a temple shot. It wasn't the back of the head shot. Nonetheless, though, I can't play it, but he's on skates. You know what you saw. We all saw it. He's on skates. Like, he looks like he's... I don't know what happened there, man. Yeah? Imagine you made rollerblades out of... Or Chris Eubank gets up in a second and he's got a pair of stilts on. Imagine trying to... He's got a pair of... Listen, imagine this. Chris Eubank, at this point, after the shot's whizzed past his ear, just the air of it has rattled him. Yeah? Conor Benn's right hand goes in, misses him completely, and the air of it is like... And Eubank gets up as if he's put a pair of stilts on, and then, below the stilts, he's put a pair of rollerblades on. So he's trying to rollerblade in stilts, essentially. He's like, fucking hell, man. I'm not trying to hear about, oh, he was dehydrated. No one asked his big old ass to get in there dehydrated, man. He had to Eubank came out afterwards saying, oh, I thought I could do it again. And listen, we're all allowed to make mistakes, right? It could just be hubris. I did it once, which is a fair point. It's not like he got punched up the first time like Big Toe Hay. He did it the first time and thought, maybe I could just do it again. So listen, maybe I'm being harsh here. But he didn't even fight like he wanted to win. He fought like he knew he was finished. That's my beef. That's my main gripe, really. It's not like he says, it was tough the first time, but I thought I could do it again. You didn't fight like you thought you could do it again, no. You fought like you knew you were like really, really, really finished. That's how you fought from round one. Super nervous, going back to the ropes. Didn't want to hold his feet at all. Anyway, then we got the Moody second knockdown. Has he been hit already? Let's have a look here. Has he been hit already? Okay, no. Gonna make it small because these men are on my neck, man. They be on my neck bad. They be on that neck. Defense as well is really. I never got this. I never got. What do I know? Maybe I know nothing, man. But look at Dave Allen. You can, if you just put your. It's not. Listen. It's not a fail safe. If you're a heavy bag for too long, you're gonna get hurt eventually. But still, most boxers I see, none of them have any frame. None of them can just stand there like that and just watch what's coming and catch. They can't do that. They panic. Eubank's panicking and dipping at the waist and doing a whole bunch. Look at that cat that Azim punched up. Scooby-Doo. Yeah, Scooby-Doo, Dave Allen. Okay, they're heavy bags, but a bit of both, right? Eubank under pressure, you don't have no calm and poise. He won't just tuck in and it's too much, in my opinion. There's a time for that. Well, in my opinion, there's no time. The moody clinch as well. Eubank got clipped a few times trying to clinch. I don't like the clinch. I think it's risky when you're on skates. I'd rather go out, chin down, hands wrapped around my head. Right, I'll take my chances. I'll take my chances, and that's what Floyd did. We can all accept he's got high IQ. If I'm hurt, and I've never been hurt in a fight, so what would I know? But still, if I'm hurt, I'm putting my hands on my head and I'm walking into you. I'm not trying to open myself. Why would you open your... Like, when you're trying to clinch like that, you're wide open. Particularly when you've got a fresh opponent who can just step back, and that's what happened. Eubank's gas like this. I'd rather be... I'll meet my maker like this, man. That's where I'll meet my maker. Yeah, he can punch right through my guard. At least I've got some ground in there if my chin's sucked down. That's where I'm going out. I'm going out with my hands around my head. I'm not going out... Do you know what I'm saying? It looks better as well. If I'm going to get knocked out, I'll get knocked out just like this. I'm not getting knocked out trying to cling on for dear life and looking all messy and my legs are going everywhere. I'll dig in, I'll bend my knees and I'll suck up here and rock and roll from there, man. And just take the shots. Or you don't and you get knocked out with your hands up, fine. I'm not getting knocked out trying to cling on to someone and him stepping back and I'm looking all silly. AJ does the same thing. He tries to clinch from... I don't know, man. Maybe that's what happens when you're knackered and your instincts kick in. Which is possible because I haven't been in there before, but I'll just tell you what Floyd did when he got rocked by Mosley. He put his hands up and walked into him. No panic. It looks better as well. When someone, if you've hit someone and they're trying to hang on to you, it turns you on. It does. It's a fact. If you hit someone hard here and they've got their hands up and they bend their knees, they still might be hurt, but you don't inevitably get a hard on. Nothing will turn you on more if you're boxing someone than them stretching their arms out and trying to cling on to something. That tells me, oh, this guy's ready to go. Fact. I don't know why these men do that for. I don't know why they haven't trained it out of them. Anyway. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. I'm trying to show you the last knockdown because none of them really landed like that, to tell the truth. Not even one of the punches landed, in my opinion, allegedly. Where are we? 704 we won. Come on. Is he going down there? No, he's hopping around. It's like a wounded deer. Here we go. Let me just show you the moody clinch as well, since we've got it up now. What I'm talking about. So Eubank's under pressure here. And he's miles out as well. Like Ben's hopping around. His opponent's too fresh. Ben's hopping around having a laugh, right? Eubank's miles out. And he's from miles out. He's going in for the clinch. Moody clinch. And then here comes the Johnny Bosch. Johnny. That was the back of the head. That was legit back of the head. Well, yeah, it was back of the head. This is the thing with the clinch. Another reason I don't like the clinch, to be fair. I don't like it. It's hard, if someone's got their head down like this, yeah, it's hard to get the back of their head. I mean, you're all messy. We see it loads of times. That's where rabbit punching comes from. Rabbit punching don't come from people having a fight with their hands around their head. Rabbit punching comes when you're in the clinch and they can't find nothing else. They're going to do that. I don't even necessarily blame Ben. I don't think, in this scenario, it's not an illegal punch in my book. What a Talma does is different. A Talma's got all the space in the world, not in the clinch. Right? If I've hurt someone in a fight and they're trying to cling on, yeah, you're damn right I'm hitting him back of the head. Because you're cheating, in my opinion. That's what I'd do the same thing. I'll hit you right in the back of your head. Don't cling on to me, man. Take your licks. Right? That's how... I ban the clinch full stop for me. But if you're going to clinch and I whack you in the back of the head, that's how I had to go. Because you're cheating, in my opinion. You're stifling the work. It's not really boxing. Clinching ain't boxing. You're ruining it for the fans. You're ruining the game. It's boxing, isn't it? I punch you, you punch me. It's not, oh, you've got me, so now hold on and give me some time. No, not really. I don't like it myself. But anyway, so Ben, he boshes him on the back of the head there. It's more the side. No, to be fair, it's not back. It's probably not a legal shot, but he boshes him in there. And then obviously, Eubank goes down again in a big heap on the floor. Big heap on the floor. And he hops back up like a jack in the box. So, the fact of the matter is, the first punch didn't land, which got my spidey senses tingling in terms of people saying, "No, it was rigged." I remember watching it live and thinking, did that punch even land? Like, what's he on the floor for? But I think, obviously, I don't know what to believe here. Yeah? Is it possible Eubank wants a trilogy? But would he want to? He wouldn't go down though, would he? If he was just plotting for a trilogy and planning to lose every round so we could get the trilogy, he wouldn't have got knocked down, would he? He'd have lost on his feet. He still could have lost 12 rounds and lost on his feet. That would give more credence to the rematch situation. But in terms of the back of the head shots, for me, that wasn't the problem. Yeah? It's not like Ben hit him on the back of the head in round 1. This is round 12. So, YP, no, Ben didn't really win because of the back of the head. No, he won. And in my opinion, I've heard a lot of man hating as well. Oh, Ben's no good. And I thought Ben looked good. I'm not going to lie. Okay, Eubank's no good. But I can't... Name me the glaring hole you saw in Ben's performance. He looked... More or less, it's all there. He was 7 out of 10 everywhere, in my opinion. He wasn't perfect, but he was 7 out of 10. A solid boxing base. I like his cardio. His work rate could have been higher. But these are the things you get when you fight a bigger man. He's gonna. Even though he's not doing nothing, he looks more imposing. The risk of the jab coming's there more. When you're fighting someone your own size, the jab. Ben was doing well with his jab, but you get it off even more when you're fighting someone smaller. It's very hard for a small man to out jab a big man in general. How many times have you seen that? Very rare, if at all. So when Ben comes down, it will all fall into place. He'll be fighting people on his eye level or there or thereabouts, and he'll just slot in there and do better, in my opinion. Anyway, I'm going to get to this bit, which feeds in with the Moody scam narrative. Because Eubank didn't shut down the trilogy. Again, I don't think he would want to go on the floor by choice. And the way he hopped up implied he didn't want to be there on the floor. But here's the Moody thing from Chris. The Moody bars about gagging for a trilogy.
Chris, knowing the warrior that you are, do you still want to settle this family rivalry and this rivalry between you and Conor? Would you pass on the trilogy fight, or would you still want that?
Right now I'm not really in the state of mind to be thinking about next fights. I need to heal. I need to deal with what I'm dealing with. And then after that, I can start thinking about my path in the sport.
The first fight may have...
There you go then. So he doesn't rule it out. Now, would he necessarily? Anyway, well, I'm retired now. Maybe it's smart not to do it immediately. He's talking about the path in his sport. He hasn't. I mean, the trilogy should be dead and forget about it. Really, I guess the Good thing is, that contract is now over. And if he was to do a trilogy, but then again, where's your line? What does Chris want to come in 168 with no rehydration? You have to give Conor Benn some props. He isn't a 168 fighter. I think he's probably... We'll find out how he gets on. I think he's going to struggle to get down to welterweight, but still, a lot of demand. Oh, it wasn't Eubank. Ben did come up. To be fair to him, he did come up. It's not like Ben was at 160 anyway. He did come up. Right? So what did Eubank want? A 175 fight? I mean, if I was Ben, I'd take it anyway. I'd take it at 175. I think Chris is cooked. I think Chris is cooked. He'd come in £200. If I was Ben, I'd take whatever he wants. Because Ben's too fresh and too young. And Eubank's the opposite. And that fight there, 2 knockdowns, 1 punch didn't even land. That's only going to take more out of him. Take more of his confidence away. And then, Eubank said himself, he can punch, and I really respect him. He's great. How you think... Eubank thought that after the first fight. What's he going to be thinking now? I don't care if he's 168. So if I was Ben, I'd take the free 10 million anyway. In 6 months from now. I'm not sure them numbers will be there though. Turkey's not going to pay for it again. That's for sure. The public ain't going to watch it again. There'll be some... They'll probably make... Conor will probably make 6 and Eubank can make 4. It's probably halved. Before it was around a $20 million fight. Now it'll be around a 10. But still, if I'm Ben, I'll take an easy 6 mil. Even at 168. But he's not going to want to keep hopping up and down. If I was Ben, I'd go to 147. Unified air. And in 2 years, if Chris wants it, at 168, get off the bench. You could knock him out next time. Once you've completed things at 147... At 154, there's no big fights there, to be fair. 147 is attractive because there's no one there and they're useless. And Ben, in my opinion, could go undisputed. The only question is Brian Norman and Devin Haney, the rest of them. Yeah? Ben beats Rolly, for sure. He beats Barrios, for sure. What's the other cat? There's another one there. Crocker. He beats Crocker, for sure. So there's 3 belts. Easy work. Beat them 3. And they're all going to be gagging for it because you're the money fight. Certainly Crocker and Rolly, what are they doing? Not a lot of anything. Certainly Crocker. At least have a go on Crocker. Sell the O2 out. And then pop up to 160, have a go on Chris. And then Kell Brooks there. I like that fight for Ben. 154 is a bit of a mystery though. I don't know about 154. 154 is a bit hard. Depends who Ben wants to be though. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Do you think it was rigged? Do you think Chris took a dive? Do you think Chris was plotting for the trilogy? Or do you think he was... I think probably just dead at the weight. My gun to my head. I'd just say he's absolutely fried at the weight. But the way he is, he wouldn't be able to turn down a trilogy. Even all that's on the line, he'll still believe... On Monday, he still thinks, yeah, but I'll be... No. You know, I don't care how much... He could weigh 175 in there. I think when your legs are gone like that, this is well documented, your legs don't come back. Dehydration, no doubt, makes you worse. But look at the first fight versus the second fight. Nothing's changed. The terms were the same. That makes sense. Look at the first fight, how he performed. It wasn't. In fact, I said that was his worst performance. So the trajectory is on. He had his worst performance in the first Ben fight. He just had a diabolical performance in the next Ben fight. The terms were the same. So he should have really at least got the same Eubank. That shows you it's not just the weight cut. Just the weight cut would mean he'd look similar. He looked diabolical. So another year from now, them legs, after that fight being put down twice, and the wind of the punch putting you down, he took even more damage. He's even more worn. He shouldn't have stayed at 160 for his career. I've never heard of something like it. Eubank seemed to think, well, because I can make the weight, I should, but I could make 150 if I had to. Lose 50 pounds of water. I could do it, right? Just sit in a sauna for a week. It don't mean you can fight at it, though. I've never heard of what 36-year-old fighter have you heard be at one... historically speaking, what fighter got to 36 and was at the same weight? I've never heard of that before. Even Errol Spence. Errol Spence was a career 147 pounder. And he was 32 when he fought Crawford. And he looked shot. Right? 32. Chris is 37 at the same weight for 20 years. It's almost, I can't think of one example, to be honest. George Groves, I think he stayed at 168. Let's have a look here, actually. George Groves box rec. I think Carl Froch did as well, actually. Thinking about it now. I think Froch stayed at 168. Yeah, so to be fair, George Groves stayed at 168 his whole career. But his career was only 10 years long, though. Eubank seems to be knocking around forever. George Groves' career was 10 years long. But Groves must have got out of the game. Yeah, Groves got out of the game being a 168 career. He got out of the game in 7 years ago. So he was 30. George Groves retired around 30 and had been a career 168. That's not the same as... Them next 6 years are the worst. The years aren't linear. They get exponentially worse every year. Let's see what Froch did. Carl Froch. El Big Conk. Let's see what Big Conk did. The Big Conk. He was a career 168. But again, he retired. So how old is he now? He retired in 2014, 11 years ago. 11 years ago it was. So he was... Oh no, he was quite old. He was long in too, 37. So yeah. I mean, it's one of them ones, isn't it? It's not just the age, obviously. Different people are different though. And I guess the rehydration clause, Froch wouldn't have to then not fully rehydrate. Anyway, it is what it is. Let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe. Check out my Patreon leak, man. Porky's Corner got one of my YouTube videos banned. So I have to upload it here. I roasted his ass, man. He said he was harassed. I swear down. I talk about it on my video last week. The pork, yeah. He put a claim into YouTube saying, "Oh, I feel harassed, distressed, and alarmed." The way I was on his neck was something rotten. If you're interested in seeing this video or that video, click this button right here and get plugged in. I'll catch you, man, on the flip. Johnny. Ball.